Alright guys, brand new video today. We're going to be on shelter. Making a shelter with a tarp. Super fun and easy. Fast. Super fast. You can do it, make it as easy, as hard as you want to. We're going to go over today. So this is what I got. I got my knife with some stakes. And I'll also show you how you can make stakes out of wood. Tarp. Just a tidbit on the tarp. Don't get them lightweight blue pieces of crap, because they are the crap. They'll rip and tear with just the slightest amount of force. They're junk. So you want to try to get a medium to heavy, medium or heavy. I prefer the heavy because they're sturdier. They won't rip on you. And I got inside my little butt pack my cordage and stuff like that. So bear with me. Go get set up and we get started. See how easy this is. Super fun. No fires today, guys. Just shelter. Hang tight. Alright, guys, we're back at it. Got my little butt pack on. So, in here I got my fire kits. Fire kit, cordage, blah, blah. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie a ridge line from that tree to this tree so we can fasten our tarp to it. And what we're going to use, my dear friends, if I can get it out of my butt pack. I should have took it out before I put it on, huh? Which pocket is it in? Like I said, I just have this butt pack for day trips, like when you're out and stuff and you're just going to go out for a little while and come back. That way I can bring some water with me and a fire kit and stuff in case something happens while I'm out. I still have a means to take care of myself. I apologize. I should have took all this crap out when I was putting the thing on. Got it. That's what we're going to use here. Boom! 550 cord, or civilian stuff, paracord. The real deal 550 cord is the military stuff. It's called 550 cord because inside there's little white strands. There's five little white strands? Or four, maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, each little strand holds 100 pounds. So there's 5 white strands in there. Each strand can hold 100 pounds. And then the casing can hold 50 pounds. That's the 550 cord. This civilian paracord junk crap is totally way different, but similar. So, you know, you just kind of, this is a brand new thing. This is supposed to be, how long is it? Well, it says it's 3.9 millimeters by 22.9 millimeters. It's either 50 or 75 feet. We'll find out because we're going to use it right now. Set this stuff to the side. Alright, so let's unwound this here stroke of Jesus. What? Let's unwind it. Let's unwind it. So when you're doing the paracord, the ridge line, you want to do it about waist high. So that way, you get under it, as it helps trap some of the heat or what have you if it's cold and all that stuff. So it works better that way, especially like if it's raining. You know, you don't want the little tarp 10 feet above you when it's raining and stuff. So here, let me, oh, here we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, nifty. Drop that in right here because we're going to work with the working end. This is what we're going to do. Make sure we get the knots out of it. You can do this is the easy way, or you can do it as complex as you want. If you know a bunch of crazy knots and stuff, by all means, whatever. But if you don't know hardly any knots, you're not much of a survival person or a knot guy or whatever, not a lady, you can do it just like your shoe. Take about 15 feet and loop through each opposite corner. And then you just take one corner, tie it around the tree, tie it like a shoelace. Take the other side, tie it around the tree, and just tie it like a shoelace knot on there. Or you can do the fancy dancy stuff if you know all the knots. So, are you ready to begin? Let's go. What we got to do first is have an anchor point with this. So what we got to do is make a knot that doesn't slip. Getting the thing here. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you here. A little rhyme with it to help you remember how to do it. It's like a bowing knot or something. I can't remember. So anyway, you make the hole. And the rabbit comes up through the hole, goes around the hole, and back in the hole. Hang on a second. Alright, got it. But like I said, I'm trying to save space because I don't have that much longer to make a video. I'm just using my phone. So like I said, you make a loop, rabbit comes up out of the hole, around the hole, back in the hole, and insert, make it tight. So that way it's a knot, it won't slip. If you do it right, it won't slip. Okay? And this is your anchor point. So what you do is, hey, don't chew my string. We need this, man. Come on, Ruby. Ah! So, take this ball of string. It's probably going to knot up on you, but that's all right. I like to go with the other one. I like to... Ruby, stop! Ruby, stop! Stop! You just take, feed this through. Just like that. Bring it up here. About waist high. Waist high is perfect. Around one more time so it'll set in that little hoop as an anchor point. And then you stretch it out. Stretch it out to the other point. So I'm going to do that right quick and then I'll be right back with you. I gotta move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. So I moved the camera, and what we're going to do, because it works better for that funky little trucker hitch thing you got to put in here, is you go around the right side of the tree. But again, it doesn't matter. As long as you can get it to work, then it works. And then as time progresses, you can hone in your skills and get more and more into the hard stuff and all that. Okay, so we go around the tree, keeping it about waist high. That way, is the main purpose of this. Oh, I gotta move it. Here. There we go. So the main purpose of this is to keep it dry in case it rains. Keep the dew off of you, moisture off of you, and stuff like that. So, this is the tricky part. If I ain't doing a very good job of explaining it, Cold Cracker Bushcraft does an excellent job on explaining how to do this. So you take your hand, flip it the opposite way around, twist it, grab it again, pull through, trucker's hitch. Bam! Just like that. See that? So then, this thing's all knotted up. It makes it kind of hard. So you just take this and run it through the trucker hitch that you made. There you go. Run it all through that trucker hitch clove thing, right? Dang it. Well, anyway. I didn't do it right. Huh. See, this is what I'm telling you. It takes a little practice. Trying to do this kind of slowing down and explaining this instead of just blasting through it like you normally would. It makes it a little bit more difficult. Because you're trying to slow down and explain what you're doing, and then you lose your steps and stuff. So, whatever you get to work, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a specific knot done a certain way. As long as you get it to work, that's good. So let me fix that knot, and I'll be right back. All right, got it fixed. Back around the tree, right around the waist high. Things don't have to be exact. So bring the string around, get it nice and tight. So then you take a little slack, not too tight yet, so you can still do the bend and grab. So you grab this, twist it with the knot, and then you grab the string, pull it through the knot. Bam. See that? It's a little trucker's hitch. And you run the string through it. Just kind of keep it tight. Run all this stuff through there. And this keeps you from cutting it in case you need it to stay long for some reason. So, I know this is new, this is different, not the same old fire stuff, but hey, that's all right, because you got to know this stuff, you know, so that's what I'm trying to teach. So you take this clove hitch, like this trucker hitch like that. That's a good bitey knot, so you put a bunch of pressure on it, so you can tighten up your ridge line. You can either walk around or reach around the tree. Up to you. See how tight that is? You can put your ass into it. Put your weight, because then it's 550 cord. Unless you weigh 500 pounds, I might think about try putting your whole weight on there. But a normal person, put your weight on there. It's good. And then you always make sure you have a couple toggles, because this is going to be a quick release one. Around, keep it tight. Kind of lock it in place. See what I'm saying? See, look at that. Bong! Oh man, you can shoot an arrow off of that. Nice and tight. That's the way you want it. And then you just untangle some more here. Put this here, and then you just take a toggle, little toggle switch, put up in this little half hitch. See? Nice and good. It holds it nice and straight. Still taut. Now, this is where you're going to need to cut a little bit. If you're going to do a ridge line, you're going to have to make some prusik loops. A couple of them. So you can attach the tarp to the line. Or you can just take, like I said, about 15 feet on each corner. Loop it through, tie it. And then you can just tie one corner, tie the other corner. Same effect. Keeps you from doing the stuff. So what you want to do, if you're going to do a ridge line, take a piece of rope about elbow high. See that? About elbow high. You're going to need 2 of them at least. Probably 4 so you can stake, but you can get by with 2. So you take this. One. 2. We'll go with 2 for right now, okay? We'll go with 2. Because that's all I need for demonstration purposes. Now. There we go. It's a cheap little knife I just picked up. It's brand new. The sheath is still stiff. Okay, so this is the fun part, guys. Normally what I like to do, I don't have a lighter on me right now. I'm going to get one. Hang tight. Alright guys, got a lighter. Best thing to do with this stuff, if you're not going to take the guts out, see, this is the guts I was talking about. See this civilian stuff, it's got like 10 little strands in there. I don't know how much they hold. But in combination together, it's supposed to hold 550. But the real military 550 cord, there's 5 strands in there. Each holds 100 pounds, which is the 500, and then the case can hold 50 pounds. And that is the 550. Okay, so what you got to do, after you cut it, because it's going to fray, to keep it from fraying, burn it. Burn it in. Yep. Careful, because it's hot. Just burn it, smash. Oh man, my thing fell. I got a little toggle on my phone trying to hold it straight. Like I said, I just got a phone. I don't have all them gadgets like them one people do that make a living off of this stuff. So same thing. Burn both ends so it doesn't fringe and all that stuff. Keeps it nice and tight, nice and tiny. And just hold this against something. And like I said, be careful because it's hot. See? Now this is kind of like a fisherman's knot. We're going to go over this really slow. What you're going to do is you're going to tie the 2 ends together to make a loop. So you pass over a little bit. Okay? Go around. Take one end, and you're making a knot around it. One end. Go around, back through on one end. You're going to tie it, take the one end and tie it back on this one side, shove it through, go around a couple times, stick it through, tighten it, okay, just like that. So this end you still got to do, come over here, wrap it around a couple times. It's kind of like a fisherman's knot is what they call it. Back through, run it around, back through. Trying to go slow so you guys can pick this up. This is probably going to be a long video. Sorry. So there you go. Squeeze the knot. So now you got 2 knots like that. Now watch this. This is the fun part. Get this knot all done. This is the fun part. Then you pull it together. That's not going anywhere. It's like a fisherman's knot. Now you got this loop. See? Do that with both ends. Where'd the other one go? There it is. All right, I'm going to do that. Same thing with this and be right back. All right, boom, got it. So we got both our prusik knots here, one for each corner of the tarp. Now what I got is an 8x10, I think it is, tarp. You can get away with this with like a 6x6, nothing smaller. But obviously the bigger the better, because then you can put overlap, overhang, and all that stuff. So here we go. Gonna have to move. All right, perfect. Here we go. Go. This is my tarp. This is the heavy duty one. Slinging out here, open it up. Now I like the smaller side, you know, because it's an 8x12. So I like the 8-foot going this way. So then the long part goes back that way. And actually, I'll go back on one of these notches, so that way I have a little overhead roof on me. You know what I'm saying? Help block the wind. So here we go. Oh yes. Oh, I got a great house. I've got a great house. So if you want to, so you ain't got to keep bending over, just kind of loop it over your ridge line real quick. Just to keep from having to bend over, save your back. You know, there's all kinds of little tricks. Where my little knots go? I might have to move you a little closer. See how these trees are pretty far apart, but by the time you get to tarping here, it's not really. See? Not really. So, prusik knot. Let's move you close so you can see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Just drop the one of them. You just need the one. What you do here is you take this onto the ridge line, run it back through itself like that, but you're going to do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Do it nice and pretty. Right here. Nice and pretty, nice and pretty. Yeah. Actually, the knot kind of gets in the way, so you wanted to just go like that. And then what you do is you take another toggle. I got one. This is what you do. So you got a toggle right here. So you take the end of this loop, run through the eyelid, and then use this toggle to hold it. Just like this. Just stick it in there. Just like that. Pull it tight. And then this will slide like this until you put tension the opposite way and it'll hold. See? Just like that. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. Now we'll go to the other side. Do the same thing. Alright, guys. Alright, here we are on the other side. Same thing. Take this. Go around through itself 3 times. 1, 2, 3. See what I'm saying? Just like that. Then the same thing. Take a toggle, just a little piece of wood. Any old piece of wood work. I'll me around here, see if I can find one. Oh, here's one. 20 feet. So you take it, shove this loop through the eyelid, and then stick your little stick. Like that. See? Just like that. And just nice. Yeah, see, there you go. You come back over and just keep the tension on here. Make it tight. All right, now this is the fun part about having such a long tarp. Now you can either go back an eyelet, so that way you have a little bit of a roof sticking up over you, or you can go up a notch on the back and flip it under, and then you have a floor, and you got something between you and the ground, which is a must-have. You can't just you and the ground. You gotta have something in between you, because the ground will suck the heat right out of you. It will. So let's see if we can set this camera out at a good angle and show you what I'm talking about. Let's make it happen, Captain. All right, here we go. Take this, go back to the last eyelid, flip it under. And I got my stakes right here. One. Take the stake. Go back a little ways. Going in, I probably won't be able to go anywhere far because I got a bunch of roots here. But we'll try. The other side, same thing. Come all the way down, set the last root, flip that under there so you have a little bit of a floor to lay on. Stake. All right, and there you are. All right, let me take this camera off and show you. Sorry for the long video. So this is basically what it looks like. Stand back a little bit, if you can see it. See? It gives you some protection. Now, the good trick for this, a good tip, is you want to have this back. You want to have that facing the wind, so when the wind's blowing, it's hitting the back of this. Because otherwise, if it's different and the wind's blowing in at you, it's kind of defeating the purpose. So this wall kind of blocks the stuff. And then, Ruby, get off. And then you got that little floor part there. Now what I like doing is the opposite, is I'll just go to the end, take that, but then I'll go to this next toggle up, and right here, so that way the extra I can string up out here, tie it to a tree or something. So then I got an extra 2 feet ceiling right here, kind of angled down, and it's really helped blocking the wind and the rain. You know, and then if it's cold, that serves as a convection. So normally the fire would be like right out here. And so then the heat is radiating off the back of the tarp up and then down that little thing and then back around. It's like a constant convection like that, and it'll help keep you warm. So guys, this is a long-winded thing of a tarp shelter. But in an emergency, you got to improvise, you got to adapt, you know. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it works and serves its function, that's all that matters. So that's one way to do a sheltered tarp shelter. There's 100 ways. You can make one into like a teepee tent that's completely enclosed, where the side's got the slit and you go in. I can show you that another day. But I really like doing the natural shelter, making debris huts and stuff like that, because you might not necessarily have a tarp with you. Because as I've said before many times, when you find yourself in a survival situation or something like that, it's because something bad happened. It's not like you planned for it. And most of the time it's on a trip or something. You know, like I've said many times, you can be on a bus trip, a plane trip, or train, or in a car. You're on a trip somewhere, and then things just go totally awry. Just boof, get in a car wreck or anything like that, you know, or you get stuck. Your car breaks down, and you're like stuck in the middle of nowhere, like hundreds of miles away from help. So these are very valuable skills, because you never know, someday you might need to know it and use it to save your life. I know I sure have. There's been several times. Maybe I'll make a video of that, of the different times I've actually had to use these survival tactics because it was either that or die. You know, in totally adverse weathers and stuff. So, I'm going to show you real quick my little hut that I made. A lot of you guys have seen it already, but just for the people that's new watching and stuff, the natural shelter. This right here like that. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the natural shelter. Just felling down logs and stuff, hack them up a little bit, carry. It takes a bit of work. It takes a few hours to build something like that. This right here, when you're not trying to explain it and go slow, you can have it up in a couple minutes, 5 minutes, 10 max, if you got to search for stuff. Because like if you don't have no tent stakes, then you got to make some out of some sticks, you know. And that's one. It's just another thing to know, put in your toolbox in case you know. So that right there, that's a. And then what else a lot of people do is you can take a rock, something like that, a decent sized rock like this, you know, put it in the middle, and then wrap the tarp around it, tie another loop like this on it, and then you can pull it up and tie it to another tree, and that opens this up like that. So then you got all this space under here, because it's like the middle's pulled out. That works best, because that's like this, it'll catch the weight and it'll bow. So doing the center thing, that's actually the best. But this is just a quick and dirty little tarp shelter. Like I said, no fire video. Doing other stuff too, because there's more to surviving than just fire. You have to know how to make a fire. You just have to. And it's just something that it takes practice. It's a skill, you know. So you got to keep learning, and keep trying, and keep practicing, you know. You know, like that old saying, it's like riding a bicycle. You know, it's true. Once you get it, you won't forget, and you get better and better at it. Same thing with fire making, but shelter is a must. Remember, there's 3 pillars for survival. You gotta have all 3 to keep yourself alive, depending on your situation, the weather, the environment, all this stuff. You gotta have, say it with me now, water, shelter, and fire. You gotta have them 3 things. Them 3 things alone will keep you alive. I might be satisfied or whatever, you might be having to eat worms or something like that, but because you can go 2 weeks without eating. It sucks, but you can. But you can only go a few days without water or it's gonna kill you. So water, shelter, fire. You need shelter for opposite reasons, but the same. If it's cold, you need shelter to stay warm. If it's hot, you need shelter for shade to get out of the heat, you know? Make sense? Common sense. Yeah. So that's it. I'm going to quit rambling on. This is going to be a long video. Sorry about that, but there you have it.